All right, give me just a second there, and excellent. I think we are live. So we're live on both Periscope and Facebook. Excited to be here, guys, today for another episode of 21st Century Sponsoring Live. It's been a little while. I was away for a little bit, and I'm excited to start going live again here, especially now with how many people we can reach on Facebook. You know, going to talk social media today, and I really, you know, I don't know how to put this, but the amount of potential that exists out there online today in today's world gets me beyond excited. I mean, to the point where sometimes I lose sleep over it at night because I haven't quite reined it all in yet, but I understand that there is just this incredible amount of potential. There's an incredible amount of reach that you have by just having internet access, right? You're literally your own media company. You can go out there in a way that you never could before and reach anybody before a major company reaches them. And today, what we're going to talk about a little bit is what the role that social media plays in that, how to really grow your brand bigger, faster on social media, how to get extended reach, and really what you should be doing, saying, what your profile should be like, and all that good stuff if you are going to really grow your business on social media. And I know a lot of people on here, and I'm just going to go over here and do a quick share real fast. A lot of people on here are probably in network marketing, all right? And the cool part is you have an endless amount of prospects at your fingertips. I mean, what would be a struggle 5 years ago is it really has become easy for a lot of people online, and the difference between whether it's going to be easy for you or not is really how you handle it, how you go about it, how you communicate. And the key is several things. I mean, we're going to talk today about your profile a little bit, first and foremost. And you know, a lot of people, when they get into network marketing, they get out there and they create this profile that is, or they modify their current profile to represent this network marketer, right? That this their company, and we say branding your company versus branding yourself, right? And a lot of people get out there and brand their company and become like this walking billboard, right? Maybe they change their profile picture over, or they change their header, or I've seen people even change their names, Joe Money Making Smith, or, that kind of Joe Top Earner Smith, that kind of thing. And now, of course, if I know a Joe Smith, I'm not talking about you, that's a hypothetical. But, anything that presents you as a salesperson is going to create resistance, and it's going to actually push your audience further and further away. It's going to get them paying less and less attention to what you say. It's going to make them recognize ahead of time that you are out with an agenda. Now, guys, if you're just jumping on here, feel free to give a like, drop a comment, share some love, etc. I haven't been live in a little while, and I'm excited to share some good stuff with you today. So first and foremost is, nothing really changes. It's a little different with a fan page. But if you're going to be networking on your personal profile, if you're turning to social media, in a very basic way to go out there and start expanding your reach, growing awareness about you, ultimately so that you can make more sales or recruit more people in your business. If you're doing that, you've got to understand that it's still you, right? And the people in the audience are still people, and they don't want to be sold. If they want to know about your business, they'll go like your fan page. Right there, you can be a little more branded, but you still shouldn't be branded as your company. You should be branded as you. Now, guys, obviously there's a limit to the amount of time that I can share with you here today live. I do want to make you aware of something before we go a little deeper into what I'm doing right now to grow my audience a lot faster, to the types of things you should be posting, all that good stuff. Before I dive into that stuff, I do want to let you know, tomorrow night at 9 p.m. I'm doing a really, really cool webinar with my friend Jessica Higdon, who became the #1 female income earner in her company entirely on social media. Okay, did all her recruiting through social media. And I've left a link in the description. It's justiceegan.com/JH webinar. You can go over there and get registered. That is filling up super fast, so definitely grab a spot. And by all means, when I tell you this is going to be one of those webinars where you're going to come out with scripts, okay, you're going to come out with like exactly what to say. And so by all means, don't hesitate to share this with teammates, friends, other networkers, etc. So assuming that you have your profile right, that you're not creating resistance, right, that you're not a walking billboard or coming across as a salesperson, you got to really understand what people are looking for. And people do not come to social media to buy stuff. All right? I mean, I know that's a concept that takes a little while to get through for certain networkers out there and certain people who are building some sort of home business. But that's just not what people come to social media for. I mean, all you have to do, the rule of thumb that you can use is, how does it make me feel when I see this stuff? How do I feel when other people post a product image, or solicit my business, or telling me I've got to go check something out, or I'm going to miss out, or whatever the message is, right? That's not the experience people come to social media for. People come to social media to connect, to see what people are up to engage, to have fun, to be entertained, to get away, to unplug for a little bit, right? It's a form of entertainment. And I mean, just think about politics, for instance. Give me a like or some hearts up on there in Periscope if you have friends who are on social media who are overly political. Okay, who are overly political. They are sharing and pushing their beliefs on you nonstop, right? Whether they're a Hillary fan, whether they're a Trump fan, whether they can't stand politics right now, they are pushing their political beliefs on you nonstop. We all have those people in our newsfeed, right? And I click unfollow, unfollow, unfollow. And there's a reason why, and it's because I don't want them intruding on my day. I don't want somebody else dictating the negative information or that emotion that comes with that stuff. I don't want that. I don't want someone else dictating where that comes into my life. And I also don't want someone else shoving their opinion down my throat, right? It is no different when you're out there and you're trying to do business. If you go out there and you are pushing your business constantly, it is absolutely, you are creating that exact same emotion in someone else, that exact same feeling in someone else as you get when someone's pushing their political opinion down your throat. Okay? That's what you're doing to other people. All right, I see some people up on Periscope saying they just signed up for the webinar. Awesome, it's going to be great. Guys, there's a link up in the description. You got a great webinar coming up tomorrow night. But that's what I want you to imagine that's the emotion you're creating in other people when you are pitching your business on social media. And I tell people this and I train on this, and yet I still see people do it over and over and over. I mean, I've literally had conversations with people where I'm like, hey, you can't be out there, pushing your business on people, and then they'll drop a link in the comment thread on my feed. Like it just this concept is difficult to get through to certain people out there. I think people are just so anxious to make a sale. They're coming from such a place of need, and it's really a terrible energy to bring into your business. So what do you do about it? Well, first of all, you become a person of value on social media. You find what I call your leadership voice. You see, what's really, really cool about social media, and I want you to understand this. When people, and I did an interview with my friend Jessica Higdon, who I'm doing this webinar with tomorrow. I did an interview with her last week, and if you're not on my email list, if you're on my email list, you saw it. If you're not on my email list, you should get on my email list. But I sent out part 2 today. I sent out part 1 a couple days ago. But we were talking about why people think it's okay to post about their company and why people fall into kind of this trap. And what happens is they follow, say, like a leader in their company. And that leader has a huge social media audience, and every time they post about the company or post about a product promotion or post about, a new teammate rank advance or any of that stuff, what happens is it gets loads of engagement, likes, comments, shares, all this different stuff. And so it would just seem naturally that would be what a new person should be posting on their wall. But the missing piece, what's not being understood, is that person, that leader, that person that has results, the one that is the one that is posting the stuff about their company and it's getting a lot of engagement, they already have a platform. They've already been up on stage. That company has already gotten them exposure, and so they have this big following because of that. And because they have that big following of all these people that are in the same company, they're going to get the comments, the shares, the likes, all that different stuff. What's up, Victoria? I see Victoria just says, "Hey, Justice." Guys, feel free to jump down and let me know you're on here if you want to share this and share some information about growing your business on social media with other people. Feel free. Would love the engagement. But back to what I was saying is that there's this what people aren't recognizing is that a leader in a company that has a stage and has a following, when they post about that company, they're going to get all kinds of information. They're going to get all kinds of, engagement. And then the new person goes and they post about their company and it's crickets, right? And unfortunately, when people are struggling and they really want to make sales and they really want to do good things and they really want to grow their business, they'll keep participating in behaviors that aren't working just because they don't know another way. So what I'm going to tell you, and this is what's so awesome, is that social media, Facebook is where everybody is at, right? And then there's other great platforms. You got Twitter, you got Snapchat, you got Instagram, you got a lot of LinkedIn, you got a lot of great platforms. What's up, bud? On and admiring, appreciate you. What's so cool is that this is your stage, right? I mean, think about this. I'm on live with you right now, right? And anybody that comes along, anybody that jumps on here, can watch this feed live. So this is my stage. I don't need a company to put me up on stage. This is my stage, just like it's your stage. And what's really powerful about that is it gives you a voice. You can go out there, you can share a valuable message with your audience, and you can find, as I mentioned, what I call your leadership voice, right? Step into a role as a person of value, as a person that's inspiring, as a person that has information that could help their audience, as a person that is, stepping up and teaching, sharing things that you've learned. And it doesn't, I want to be really clear, it doesn't have to be the make money from home niche or the lead generation trainer or the business expert. See, a lot of people get a little confused about that because they see people branded the way I'm branded, where I go out there, I do a lot of training on how to market your business online. And that's a great way to attract business builders. It's a great way to create multiple streams of income in what's a really awesome niche, right? But if you're in a health and wellness company, if you're in a travel company, if you sell financial services, whatever it is you sell, you can go out and share valuable information on that niche, right? You can share value that relates to what your product is. The difference is you're still not out there just pitching your product, right? You're still out there letting that value be a bridge for someone to get to know, like, and trust you, so that you have an opportunity to communicate with them ultimately and at some point lead them to a place where they're exposed to what it is that you offer. Does that make sense to you guys? If it does, by all means, feel free to share some love here. Would love to see some hearts up there on Periscope or some likes down here on Facebook. And if you have teammates who are doing this stuff, get this video out in front of them. Definitely share it over to them and let them understand that there's a process, right? That you can't just go out there on social media and expect to sell someone. It's not what they're here for. If you want to go in, and I see, yes, it makes total sense up there. If you want to go into real depth on this, guys, and I've got some more tips I'm going to share with you today, but if you want to go into serious depth on this, I highly recommend you get registered for the webinar that you see up in the description. It's at justiceegan.com/JH webinar. I've got Jessica Higdon as a special guest trainer tomorrow night at 9 p.m. And she's going to show you how she became the #1 income earner in her company, all using free social media strategies. I mean, this is someone who was 21 years old, okay? Warm market where, kids, party animals, not serious about business. Warm market that was adults, not taking a 21-year-old seriously. So what do? Well, most people go, well, this doesn't work for me. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm stuck. I'm overwhelmed. Nobody's listening. Jessica went out there, developed a skill, and literally used it to become the #1 income earner, female income earner in her company, almost entirely through Facebook. So imagine if you could get the exact scripts. Imagine if you could learn exactly what she posted. That's the kind of stuff she's going to teach you tomorrow night. You'll be able to take it after this webinar and use it immediately. So once you're out there providing value, and I hope you understand what that is, I would be, and I do want to mention this, what is so cool. My mentor has said many times, network marketing will either reward you or punish you based on your past, right? And if you maintain these really great relationships and you've got, a successful business track record and, you're an upstanding member of the community that everybody knows, it's going to reward you, right? But if you're, if you've never really had success in business or you haven't maintained those relationships, maybe you didn't say, let your best friends know, send them a card on their birthday or whatever this different stuff is. If you've been that person, it's going to punish you. All right. Now, to turn your warm market around, is very difficult in that environment. They're going to have to see results. Let's face it, right? If you were that person. Now, if you were the other person on the other end of the spectrum, you know, people are going to, they see you as a person of influence, they're going to go for it, right? They're going to be open to what you have to say. But if you're the person that isn't a person of influence, that's when you get stuck in that spot where it's like, well, they're going to, you know, they want to see me make money first. I get it if I'm them and you don't have a track record and you haven't done anything, you know, substantial. You know, so what's really cool about social media is as you grow your audience on social media, they don't care about your past, they care about the you that's showing up right now. And Victoria was on here earlier. I don't know if she's still on here, but I mean, you look at someone like Victoria, she's gone out there, created content every single day, great, valuable videos, and things are starting to pop for her. People are joining her business like crazy, right? And the reason is because she just showed up every day and decided to be a person of value out there. Now, doesn't matter what she did in the past. Doesn't matter if she had success, if she didn't. Doesn't matter, you know, even what kind of results she did or didn't have in her business when she got started. What matters is she's gone out there, created a new audience of people, and these people see her as a person of value because she is a person of value. You have the opportunity to do that. Each and every one of you that watch this video. You have the opportunity to turn those tables right now, to go out on social media, to bring a positive leadership, value-driven message to the marketplace, not trying to sell everybody, not trying to pitch everybody, you know, and bring that message to the marketplace. And now anybody who becomes part of your audience, that's the person they know, plain and simple. And it's really important for you to understand that because anybody can turn it around right now, and you've got billions of people at your fingertips. I mean, literally never, ever, 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 ever run out of prospects. So you can go grow any business. You can reach anybody, anywhere. You know, once you do start putting that, you know, presenting yourself properly, then, you know, a next step is to really start having genuine communication with people. Not just in your comments, not just, you know, out on your walls or in your feeds, but genuine conversations behind the scenes and the messages. You know, I've often said that no words, no scripts, no anything can mask your intention, right? And how many people, go on here, give me a 1 in the comments if you have ever gotten a text from someone and you know, it's a very nice text. It just says, hey, you know, it's been a while, just wanted to reach out and talk to you. And you immediately are like, what does this person want, right? You're like, hey, you know, you feel like something's coming, something's off. Or you get a Facebook message from somebody and they're like, hi, how are you? And immediately you feel like something's off. I see some ones going up there on Periscope. Guys down here on Facebook, if you've ever experienced that, drop a 1 over there in the comments. And the point I'm making, the reason why I mentioned this, is because you can't, that person, there's an energy to a conversation, right? You can feel when somebody is soliciting you for something. You just know it. And so when you're out there communicating on social media, when you're out there messaging people, you've got to really be leading with their best interest in mind. Okay? If you see someone as just a prospect, if you're like, ooh, how do I get him? When do I give him the link? What do I say to get him to say yes? You know, I had a buddy that was, you know, hardcore into prospecting on social media, and he's gotten really good at it now. But when he was first in one of my training courses, he kept saying, Justice, I'm going to do like 50 a day. You know, I'm just messaging people like crazy. And I kept saying to him, listen, you're treating people like numbers. I mean, this is like a conveyor belt for you. You know, this is just cookie cutter. And people are going to know that. You can't hide that energy. So, you know, you've got to get right with what you're trying to accomplish here, how you're trying to help people. And that needs to go into the conversations, right? Big part of that is seeing yourself as the authority, as someone who can help them. Does this make sense, guys? Any of this helpful for those of you who are out there communicating on social media? Give me a little love on the engagement if it is. I see some hearts up there on Periscope. Appreciate you guys. By the way, for those of you who have jumped on recently, you know, if you are around tomorrow night and you want to dive into some serious social media training with my good friend Jessica Higdon, who became the #1 income earner company, pretty much on Facebook, okay? She's going to show you how she did it. She's going to share great scripts with you. You can go up and grab that, click that link in the description. It's justiceegan.com/JH webinar, and you'll be able to get registered. We are going live tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Now, once you kind of have the basics down and you understand, what your profile should look like or what your fan page should look like, once you you understand that what to post, posting things of value that your audience would enjoy, that they're going to get value out of, and making genuine, having genuine connection, communication, good intentions behind your conversations, the fastest single way to expand your audience. Now, this involves a fan page, okay? And I love working with my fan page. I love advertising, and that is to advertise. And Facebook has the most advanced advertising platform right now, paid advertising platform in the history of the internet. I mean, it's just so powerful. And you can get your message in front of any person, the right person at any moment, and really pretty inexpensively. So I want you to think about this. If you had incredible value, for instance, the Jessica Higdon interview I did, right? And by the way, when you register for the webinar through the link up in the description, the first email you get gives you the full interview I did with Jessica Higdon. So that's a little bonus for you when you get registered right now. But take, for instance, that interview. Imagine you sat down and you did an interview with a leader in your space, right? Whatever your niche is, and you did it with an authoritative figure, a credible figure who had lots of value for the marketplace. Even if you're brand new, right? You can do an interview. You can do a podcast interview with someone, whatever, or you can just be the person, be the voice that brings someone else's message to the marketplace. Always give them credit, but that's valuable for people. Then, with a little bit of paid advertising, you can push that out in front of the perfect audience. That is an immediate way to get likes, immediate way to get fans, an immediate way to be seen as someone of influence, all right? And, it is, it's the fastest way. It's like you can pour gasoline on the fire if you have the other stuff right. You have to have the other stuff right. You got to be posting the right things. You got to be coming from a place of good intentions. You got to have your profile, your fan page set up right. But you can then go use a little paid advertising, get some eyeballs on you right away, get some eyeballs on your message right away, and the sky is the limit there. I mean, I'll give you an example. Oops, sorry, I just kicked my tripod there. I right now am trying to pack this webinar for Jessica Higdon tomorrow night. She's got an amazing product that she's going to talk about at the end of this webinar. Of course, the webinar is going to be value-packed. I mean, full of scripts, full of tips. You should absolutely go up in the description and get registered. But I want to pack this webinar, right? So I'm out there running ads right now, and just cold market, people that absolutely have no idea who I am. I want to say between 300 and 350 people have registered already. All right, that's why this thing's going to be completely full. There's hundreds registering per day. Now, once you think about something, now that's 350 new people on my email list. 350 new people on my email list in a matter of a couple of days. It'll be 500, 600, 700, 800 very, very soon here. How quickly could you grow a business if you went out there and you pushed the right message out in front of the right group of people, and you got 300, 400, 500, 600 people to register for your email list, to get on a webinar, maybe about your product, maybe about your service, maybe about your opportunity, maybe you're selling an affiliate deal, whatever. But to get that many people onto a setting like that, even if you made a sales and just broke even, or just made a few dollars, your brand has now, your exposure has expanded, so quickly. Do you know what you could do with a couple thousand people on your email list? Do you know how powerful that would be for your business? And anybody can do it. All you need to do is put something of value, something of incredible value in front of the right audience. That's the magic. I know it sounds so simple, and I know it sounds ridiculously simple, and of course there are skills involved. You have to communicate that right and all that good stuff. But if you would just take the time to put something of extreme value in front of people who it is of extreme value to, if you're willing to spend some bucks on paid advertising, and I'm not talking thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, I'm talking, a reasonable amount of money, something that could fit, there's a way that could fit within everybody's budget. You can literally go out there and expand your brand immediately. You can go out there, you can build your list immediately. So I'm curious, because I've contemplated doing a paid webinar on the topic, walking people through how I'm getting these registrants, okay, how I'm growing my list by well over 100 people a day, and how I'm putting people on this webinar. Literally just going through the ads, taking it like every point, every click, walking you through what I wrote, why I wrote it, who I went targeted, how I tested, all that different stuff. If I did a paid webinar on that, and of course it would be an investment on your behalf. It's not information. This is high level information that can make you loads of money. If I did a paid webinar on that, I'm curious if that's something that would interest you. If it is, let me know down in the comments. If there's a lot of people out there that want it, I might go out there and do it, because I think that's really powerful. I mean, I'm adding people, like I said, well over 100 a day to my list right now, and anybody could do it. I mean, so think about this. If you were brand new, you had zero list, never done anything online, you could go build a fan page, go out there, put a message in front of perfect strangers, and have them start joining that list, and have them see you as the authority. You could gain fans, gain email subscribers immediately. Then every time you create a cool piece of content or you have something to say, you got people to communicate with. I mean, it would only take a matter of weeks. Okay? I mean, I see people, they go after this, they try and grow a brand online for years, and it's like, listen, there are a few steps to take. If you focus on the right things, it doesn't have to take long at all. Lastly, and again, I'm going to get kicked off here in a minute because we're getting near the 30-minute mark. Once I start running my mouth, guys, clearly I don't stop, right? But if you're just jumping on, feel free to go down and say hello. I have a link up in the description for a webinar I'm doing tomorrow night with Jessica Higdon. She's going to show you how she became the #1 female income earner in her company, all using pretty much Facebook, but social media in general. Really powerful webinar, lots of great scripts. I mean, this is free stuff you can apply right away. Like, you can get off this webinar and go use what she's going to show you. So I highly recommend you go get registered for that. But the last step in all this, guys, if you want to grow your brand on social media, is consistency. Obviously consistently doing the right things. If you're out there pitching all day, if you're out there creating resistance, the more consistent you are with that, the bigger hole you're digging yourself. But there's just 80% of growing your business is just showing up. It really is. It's just showing up every day. It's amazing. I was talking to my awesome assistant, Leah, who's over there doing a little work right now. But I was talking to her about one of the guys in a Facebook group, in a training group I have, my buddy Pedro. And she's like, yeah, she's like, I like that guy. I said, yeah, he's an action taker. She goes, he is. He's always like, oh, I always see him in these groups, right? And it's like he just shows up every day. And if he just keeps showing up, the sky's the limit. And it's really the same way for you. Then if you learn some of these strategies, imagine if you learned a few scripts from Jessica Higdon and you showed up every day. Imagine if you learned paid advertising, like some of the stuff I might teach in the near future here, and you showed up every day. What could happen? I mean, you can reach anybody. These platforms are amazing. Literally, you have the world in the palm of your hands. So don't complicate it. Get out there and do the stuff you're supposed to do. Do it right. Do it in a way that comes from service, that isn't you just trying to make a sale and get somebody. Guys, what's up? High five to you, Rachel. Guys, I'm going to be bouncing off here. If you got value out of this, definitely hit me with some likes here or some hearts up on Periscope. Feel free to share this. Share that webinar link. I'm telling you, if you've got teammates, they're going to be able to come away with these scripts from the webinar and really implement them immediately. I know I'm going to be getting messages like crazy that say, Justice, I did what she told me to do on that webinar and I signed somebody up. I've never seen anybody get more testimonials than Jessica does from this social media training she does. So appreciate you guys.